Hey guys, we are checking out Nordic Spheres by Sonuscore, and I'm not gonna waste time. Let's dive into it. So before we do more examples of the presets, this is a Kontakt library. It can run on the full Kontakt as well as the free player. So this is great. And it is based on 4 layers of sound. So now let's continue with some more examples and then deep dive into the different features. And I'll show you how you can change the presets or even create your own from scratch. Now let's get to know Nordic Spheres just a little bit better. So we have the 4 spheres, but the upper 2 are granular engines. So if we'll go into the 3 stripes on the top here, you'll see all the controls like density, random positioning, and we have the attack, decay, sustain, and release for the envelope, as well as the markers right here. So you can set the grains area. Now on the bottom area, we have the engine, and I'll talk about that in a moment. That will give you the option to animate the sounds and control how it evolves over time with the mod wheel. But we also have effects, and as you can see, we have EQ, we have saturator, we have chorus, and we have tremolo, and you can turn them on and off any way you like. Just turn those LEDs and set them on and off. The 2 spheres on the bottom are a little bit different. Now, they are intended to fill in the gaps between the sounds. And what we can see in the sound browser is that we have hits, particles, and sustains. But not only that, we can set this to be arpeggiator or envelope, or maybe none, just continuous sound. And let's go and select this as an arpeggiator and go into the edit with the 3 stripes. And now you can see the arpeggiator right here, and we can set this to be different patterns like up, down, up and down, down and up, and so on. And we also have some other things that we can do here with the mod wheel. And I'm going to show you that right after the next preset demo. So let's hear some more. So now we are ready to deep dive into some more features. And so on the top here, you can find the main view. We also have the pan view, and this tab will give us the option to animate the panning. And what you can see here is, first of all, the number of steps. So let's dial that back into 4 steps, for example. And now we can set this just left and right, left and right. And we can set which engine is going to be the destination. And so we have these buttons right here. And if we want all the engines to receive this panner, then that's what we need to do. But maybe we can only have 2 of those. And we have another pan engine, and we can again select which engines will receive. And you can see that you can't have both panners to the same engine. So while we're going with 1 and 4, we'll go with 2 and 3 right here. And now if you listen in stereo in your studio or with headphones, you should be hearing this going left and right. Now in the mix view, we can find the 4 layers, and for each one we have solo mute buttons, we have the delay, and we have the reverb, send, as well as panning, but we also have, of course, the level. And in addition to that, we have this motion button. So every place that you see this button, this motion button, you will be able to control that with the mod wheel. So let's turn it on, and now when I'm using the mod wheel, we're actually controlling the delay amount. And clicking this circle right here will invert the action. So as we go up with the mod wheel, we're actually going back with the delay. And that goes for all the places that you will see this icon. And now on the right side, we'll find the global compressor, delay, and reverb settings. And there are many things that you can find here to just get very interesting delays and reverbs. So now let me show you in more details what you can do in the granular engine. So I'm going into the edit mode right here on the top, and you can see that we have the granular markers. We have the left and we have the right. The left is the orange, and we have the right, that bluish. And now this is where we are playing. That's our range. And let's try different sections of the sample. On the right side, we have the attack, decay, sustain, and release. And on the left side, we have the density and random positions. But the most important part of this is the engine. And on the bottom, you can see this little, shape. And what we can do with this is, first of all, set it to be either envelope or stutter. And what we are actually doing here is controlling how close are we to the left or to the right markers. And as we go up with the mod wheel, we are basically going closer to the right side, to the bluish, or if we go to the bottom with the mod wheel, we're going closer to the left, to the orange. Let me show you that. So I'm going to set these markers apart, and now let's play and see what the mod wheel actually does. Now on the right side, we have two letters. We have A and B. Right now we are on B, and B is the top level of our mod wheel range. And if we click A, that will be our bottom of the mod wheel. So I'm going to just set that, and that will be the range of operation, the range, the way we control how close are we to the left or to the right markers. And if we set this to stutter, we'll get different choices here. So first of all, we have the parts here. These are in sync to our BPM. And now again, we can draw, and again, we have the A and the B, and we can set the time signature right here, and can set the top and the bottom the way we like, and we can play. So now before we end this video with more preset examples, let me show you a special preset, the init preset, and that is what you can use to start your own sound from scratch. So this is the init preset. There's nothing loaded, so I'm going to go one by one and set those. For example, the first one going to be tonal, and I'm just going to go with just one of those sounds. Let's have a listen. And we're going to select another sound for the second sphere, and I'm going to go with percussive sound. It's going to be coins loop. But before we continue, I really want to go into the mixer and dial back this second sphere. Next, I'm going to set the two bottom spheres, and this one's going to be sustains, and I'm going to go with this pad right here, double click, and let's have a listen. And again, I'm going into the mixer, and I want to have a little bit more of the reverb, and I want to dial it back just a bit, and I'm going to set this with some delay. And now let's have a listen. And finally, let's select a sound for the last sphere. So I'm going in, and we'll get particles. Drop of glass sounds like a promising start. And what I can do is I can set this to be an arpeggiator, go inside and set this arpeggiator, for example, with an up and down setting. I'm going to set the octaves up, and let's have a quick listen. Now I can actually go and change some of the effects here. So I'm going and setting this with a saturator, and let's set this just a bit, and I'm going to add a chorus effect with depth and phase, and let's have a quick listen. And that is it. So you can see that it's really easy to get very effective sounds for ambience, textures, and anything cinematic. And so we're going to end this video with more examples of the presets. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. So thank you and bye-bye.